Greetings petrolheads, welcome back to Automation the Car Company Tycoon game, and today I'm gonna show you a replica that I did off camera because I decided that I would do it this way because people seem to get bored from me like fiddling an hour long with the design, so I decided just to do it before starting the recording and then moving on from there. So you can see that, well, first of all, this is a McLaren 12C. I was asked to redo it, and we are going to repaint it though, because I don't think blue is the best color for it. Excuse me? Okay. So, carbon fiber chassis. Why is this taking so long to load each tab? Carbon fiber chassis, longitudinal engine placement, double wishbone in front and rear, because that's the closest system to what the McLaren has. It's got its own finicky setup, but we don't have that in the game. And of course it is rear drive. This right here, this is a grill that you can find in the workshop. It looks like this in the grill selection. You can just apply this one without the exhaust inside. Other than that, I fitted a couple of stripes. I fitted a lip. Excuse me. Well, the black version of this one, just a kind of an 18 style lip. The headlights, I did my usual thing. They're not quite spot on. But even so, they took me like at least half an hour to get them the way they are now. So at some point, like, I just lost patience, really. And these are two vents. I was kind of fiddling with that as well. I figured that having a black one back there and the panel colored one up front, it looks closest to the real one. Here I fitted a couple of vents as well. And back here, that's the same grill as on the front. These exhausts are actually vents, these ones to be precise. And then a couple of stripes in the bumper to round this thing off. One more thing, I did fit a lip here, because that is the closest thing to what we can do to match the McLaren's wing on the rear. However, I could not place it further up top so that it would still stretch all the way. And also, obviously, we can't put light fixtures onto lips, so this is the closest I've gotten, really. And I apologize if that is offensive to any of you, because that's like one of the things that one of the reasons I was hesitant to bring back replicas to this channel is because no matter how well I thought I did, there was always people who know this is wrong and you did this incorrectly, and the real car is this and the real car is that. And I mean, come on, this is just first of all, this is a game, and this is an approximation of how close I can get to the real car. If you can do it better, go ahead, do it. I'm not gonna hold you back. In any case, I looked up some of the specs from the McLaren's engine. It has 3,799 cc and the bore is 93 millimeters, so that leaves the stroke to be 69.9, even though it didn't say that on Wikipedia. I went for the most lightweight and most durable parts, because the engine in the McLaren has often been praised for its lightweight, so that is what I went for. I am assuming that it has some sort of VVL system, which is why we have this VVL profile here. Now keep in mind that while the horsepower figure is correct, 600 horsepower, the torque is slightly too high and not accurate. But then again, the McLaren has two turbos which spool up at different times, so it has kind of sequential turbos, which is not a game feature yet. And that is also why, unlike the real engine, this doesn't make 80% of its maximum torque at 2000 RPM. Again, like, if you think you can do it better, you're invited to do so. Now here comes the slightly questionable part, which is with the top speed. Now McLaren claims a top speed of 333 kilometers an hour. However, dragtimespot.com have reported a top speed of 346 kilometers an hour, which is why I am assuming it has quite a bit of overdrive, quite a bit of longer gear ratios than the claimed 333 kilometers an hour, and that is why I went for this top speed. Again, like, I don't have any precise number, I don't have any proof that it really did that top speed. So I'm just, again, this is just an approximation. Okay, we need to fiddle with the suspension a little bit. I just went for a sport preset here. But what I need to do is make this thing oversteer less. Because naturally, like on the turn in, the McLaren doesn't oversteer. Of course, we can also just do this, do this. Would you please stop oversteering? I mean, again, like, okay, let's not waste too much time there for now. Sports compound tires, and then again, there's something we can't do. The real McLaren has 19-inch rims up front, but 20-inch rims on the rear, whereas in the game you have the same rim size all around. I haven't found the correct brake size of the McLaren, but I mean, I probably could have if I spent more time, but at this point, when I arrived in the brake section, I'd already spent like 1.5 hours for everything so far, so you gotta show me some mercy there, please. It does have active wing, but again, we don't have a wing on the rear because the lip is, you know, for aesthetic purposes, the closest thing we can get. So this does not have active wings for that reason. Cooling airflow is apparently a little bit short. No, it isn't. And I have sport interior in there because that is probably the closest thing we can get to the real McLaren. Then standard infotainment is what I would call the systems that it has. All driver assists, standard safety, because I don't think they spend that much time in developing an advanced safety system. I could be wrong though. Now, would you please stop oversteering? Okay, well, I need to increase the front camera then. The rear camera, excuse me. There we go. Now 0.89 sportiness multiplier is certainly not what you would want in this McLaren, but then again, like, I did this because the McLaren doesn't oversteer just from turning in, whereas this car just did. So how does this car perform around the effort track? The real McLaren did a 116.2. 113.4 actually. This proves that cars in the current game build are too fast, like faster than they should be around the track. What about quarter mile time? Yet 10:26 is actually pretty close to what dragtimes.com reported for it. They reported, wait, let me check, 10:27. Yeah, here it does 10:46, but still really, really fast. And the top speed is somewhere between McLaren's claim and what was reported by dragtimes.com. So economy is worse than the real McLaren. You could probably fiddle with the engine a little bit more, like lower the max boost, and instead make like turbine size higher and compression ratio by 1 more point. Which would improve economy slightly. Yeah, or we could also, I could also fiddle with fuel mixture and stuff, but I think overall this is, you can see the McLaren in this car. I don't think anybody would dispute that. And yeah, 600 horsepower just like the real car. And what about the price? Oh, it's significantly below what the real McLaren is. However, they do have some markup here. I get at the very least plus 20%, because you know supercars don't sell like hotcakes. Because not everyone has the money to afford a supercar like this. Also, we can probably afford to spend some more money on better suspension, better gearbox perhaps, some better quality in the head section or something. And other stuff like what I'm getting at, these you can get you can match the real McLaren's price if you just increase the quality in some certain areas. That will also bring this car to its more realistic weight, which is I think 1270 something kilograms. I could be wrong though. Yeah, so overall I think this really looks like a McLaren, and it goes like a McLaren. So overall it can't be that bad of a replica. Also, I said I would repaint it, right? What color do we choose? Black? Excuse me, game. Would you please load the model tab? Thank you. Do we go with black? No, black is just because there are so many black inserts. Black body paint just doesn't look that good. What about orange? Yeah, let's keep it orange. It's kind of the McLaren signature color, or at least the 12C's signature color, but it's a little bit darker. More like this. Yeah, okay. Now this is the 12C. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Leave a like or a comment if you did. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time.